Hi all, welcome back to Sunshine the City Show. Max, your host. Thank you for subbing to me. And if you ring that bell, it's up to you, really. I do believe in freedoms. Well, as you know, I have a different belief system in creation than a lot of you. And stars do not represent planets. Devon Island is not Mars, as we've been told. And I do believe creation, TV, and movies have lied to us. And knowing all this, and you can look at my playlist if you need that factual information, because I don't have time for that right now to go into my background. Right now we have Israeli Live coming out saying asteroids are coming. Well, normally you would take that not seriously. But this is his third or fourth video. He has a big following with the Christian, Jewish followers, and a lot of them are flat earthers, which is good to see, and not taking him that seriously, which is good. I don't know why he does not look at the flat earth thing seriously, but I know that credibility comes down when you are believe in different philosophy than the rest of the earth, because creation is the round earth. It's kind of like a religion, because science is a religion. Science for people is mass, even though science has lied to you about moon landings and going to Mars. The science is a science, even though NASA used Nazis and paperclip and recruited them and created a false scenario of moon landings. And the Russians always said moon landings were false, but no one. So, you're sore losers. And it made sense that no one listened to the Russians, because the Russians were communists. They were the enemy, who would listen to them? Well, here we are in Steve's philosophy of asteroids. So he's third or fourth clip, and now he's saying the Jews, this is where I get worried, the Jews have to come back to Israel because of this asteroid thing. So if the Jews believe in a different system, they believe that the Messiah hasn't come here yet. And so their philosophy is a little bit different. So I'm not really sure about how they feel about creation, because Enoch scrolls possibly was thrown out of their Bible. And the Enoch scrolls has the true nature of earth. And it's very needed for the Jewish religion. And I would say that they've probably have kept that out, because the true nature of creation has to be hidden from the Jews. And the Dead Sea Scrolls came out in a end time scenario. God has always said that information will come to us when we need it, and the Dead Sea Scrolls revealed the Enoch. Ethiopian church had already had the Enoch scrolls in their Bible, which had proven that it was in the Bible, but the Catholics 400 years after the Christ, with the help of the Jews, had thrown it out because it had proof in the Enoch scrolls that Jesus was the Messiah. So they had to throw that out. And that's why the Enoch scrolls will not be accepted by the Jews, because they had proof that Jesus was the Messiah. And the Enoch scrolls was written 3,000, 4,000 years before Christ was born, thereabouts. So it was written a long time ago. The Cain's firstborn son was one of the writers of the Enoch scrolls. There was 4 writers in total. And so the Enoch scroll is really important in knowing creation, and that's why the creation argument has been argued, and this round earth TV and going to outer space, that kind of thing. So when you believe in outer space and the Star Trek fantasy, you're going to believe that anything can happen. You're going to believe that UFOs can come here, that our enemy could be the aliens, that they can come here. And for sure there are aliens, that demons and angels are aliens as well. So, and if the stars are representing the aliens, then we've been told they represent planets. But we've got to remember time is frozen or different up there. Whereas time happens here, it was created here on Earth. There's no time up there. There's no time. Well, I don't know if there's time down in hell, but there's no time up in the heavens right now. And that is why. So knowing creation and this asteroid thing should bring in concerns. So what are these asteroids? Are they missiles? Because right now we have China and USA ramping up their hostilities against each other. And that means that missiles could be used, and so they're warning us that tidal waves can happen, that we need to get away from coastal regions, and that kind of thing, because they have different weapons as well, weather weapons and things that we're not really aware of. And so China has a lot of this technology, this modern technology, and it's quite scary if China and USA get to a war situation. You know, with the Nazis, the weird thing was when the Nazis fought the English, they never took out Buckingham Palace or Windsor Palace or anything. So generally war is just killing the average Joe Blogg peasant, and the bad people get away with it, and they always have. And the bad people create children, they keep the wealth going, and the earth is carrying on evil, because you think, well, you know, I defeated evil, I defeated the Nazis, and then you find out later that Hitler was still alive, lived to an old age, right into Brazil. You're thinking, well, why was that a different Hitler than the Hitler in Germany? What happened there? Maybe he had regrets about what he'd done. But then there was experimentation done in some of these villages. If you watch the documentary, the Nazi documentary, they show. So what I'm trying to show here is that with all these wars, we've never defeated the enemy. It's never been defeated. The enemy has always been there. The Nazis have always been there. The scientists were recruited in Operation Paperclip by USA and Russia, and they recruited their scientists to create the false impression that we'd been to the moon. And then we had India going to the moon. Still, USA can't go back there, right? So right now, India's been to the moon 1-2 years ago. China's been there too. It's kind of like, if you want to go there, it's up to you. You just need to pay a bit of money, and you can go there. So we live in a world of deception. And so when they're saying asteroids are coming, it could mean missiles are coming, and they want this new world order, and Trump right now is representing Christians and Muslims, representing religions, and New World Order doesn't do that, because New World Order backs up China. New World Order allows China to have Muslims and Christians, 3 million, in camps, organ camps. And then you have the Hong Kong people that are saying, USA, help us, because our people are going missing. And, you know, we need you. And they're singing the anthem and everything, which would make everybody sad, because they need USA. And they've got this Black Lives Matter movement going on. They've got Nancy Pelosi ramping up this craziness and just being crazy. So when they give out money, Nancy has to pass all these laws, and all these democratic cities are opposing Trump, because they're New World Order. They want to come under New World Order. So we know full well when Biden or Nancy take over from Trump that it's New World Order. It's just, they're just going to hand it off, because they are against Trump. They're against Trump creating a system of fairness, of USA, First Amendment, that kind of thing, Second Amendment, freedoms, having your own guns, all the freedoms of humanity. Because when the system gets evil, like it will get evil, because if New World Order is sponsoring China and their Muslims and Christians and camps, then that's what's going to happen. Then you go into a mandatory vaccine, and you want to microchip it and trace it, and Christians will refuse it because it's mark of the beast when you track and trace, because it affects your buying, selling and trading. So that's what we're going into, a New World Order system, and New World Order need something to happen. They need the Jews to come back to Israel, so they need this belief system in creation, this false belief system that we have, the Star Trek fantasy, and they keep pushing it out there. Push, push, push. And they're not just pushing that, they're pushing feminism, LGBTQ, because they hate families, they hate everything. So once you butcher the family unit and bringing up traditional families, then you have free love, then you can do anything. You can date anyone that you like. and there's no rules. Right now you have a lot of freedoms though. You can date your own gender if you want. You can date opposite gender. You know, the religions are taking a back step, allowing you to do what you want to do. You want to commit these sins, they're allowing you to do that. So, with this system, they're talking about Planet X coming, that this is a special star, that's coming here, it's going to crash. Well, what if Planet X is Satan's star, you know? And how do you know it's even moving here? You know, star positions move, that kind of thing. You know, we don't know creation. We only know in the Enoch scrolls because the people that are up there, NASA, whatever, are feeding us false information. So there are some people that believe that we have been to the moon and we've got stuff happening there, and that's why this moon landing thing has to be hidden from us, because they're doing stuff on the dark side of the moon. Because the moon stays one side. We've only seen one side of the moon this whole time. And the dark side of the moon, they reckon this alien stuff, and we've landed there and we're sort of like interacting with them there. And then you've got Antarctica around. So with the flat earth ice wall thing, it goes around the circumference of the earth. And so it makes a lot of sense with the ice wall, and then the sea hits the ice wall, that kind of thing. But, you know, creation is something that we would like to learn about, but then they have documentaries where they're not really releasing information anymore. Scott Base kind of releases, the New Zealand base releases a lot of information, and we're learning from their documentaries about penguins, that kind of thing, and we did see something in the Dry Valley. The Dry Valley is a place without life. We saw something there, but we're not really seeing what's going on down there, you know. And from the Dry Valley you go into the snow, which is and backs up the Enoch scrolls, and the Enoch scrolls talks about going further into the wind tunnel areas, the four corners of the earth. So you kind of think of it like a round table, the earth, and that's kind of it on that philosophy. So believing in your Star Trek fantasy is going to create a problem right now, and people haven't looked at it hard enough. They haven't looked at the people in these shuttles, and their arms are disappearing, and they throw a ball and that disappears. So their imaging is not correct. So they're using back imaging, that kind of thing. So that's why you need to take it more seriously, creation, and think, well, forget what you know. Forget about round earth and Star Trek fantasies. Make a clean mind and do factual evidence of it, because you've learned these things as a kid, which is a brainwashing, mind-washing philosophy, and that's how we get to where we're at, where they can say, hey, asteroids are coming, and it's going to take a few years to get here. And you're going to believe it because you believe in this outer space thing. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you for subbing to my channel. And hope this sheds some light to a lot of things. Opens up a can of worms, as it was. Thank you.